Yo, check it. This is Duelist of Awesome. I'm coming at you with my updated Cyber Dragon deck profile for the January 2021 format. Alright, so getting straight into it, obviously, if you're playing Cyber Dragons, you're going to want to be playing 3 Cyber Dragon. Alright, that is your special summon. There we go, that's better. Then next you're going to be playing 3 Cyber Dragon Core. Cyber Dragon Core is your machine dupe target, it's also your searcher, and if it's in the graveyard and you control the monsters, you can banish it and special summon a Cyber Dragon. So this is a really, really good card. Best card, people say. Speaking of machine dupe targets, I got you here 3 Cyber Dragon Core. So this one is also a searcher when it hits the graveyard. So you can pitch it off of something like a Galaxy Soldier and get Galaxy Soldier's effect and this card's effect to summon like a Cyber Dragon. Or is it summon a Cyber Dragon? No, it's add a Cyber Dragon to your hand. So this card has 2 effects, and that's really the effect people use the most. It's really nice, and it's a machine dupe target. Also a 1-for-1 target if you decide to play that. I play 1 Naxter. Its secondary effect, where you can special summon a 2100 attack or defense monster from the graveyard. It's a monster reborn. It's really nice. It's really bricky though. It is a machine dupe target. That's pretty nice, and it is treated as Cyber Dragon, so you can use machine dupe on this card. Also a 1-for-1 target. Next up, I've opted to play only 2 Galaxy Soldier this time. I do not disagree with playing 3. Playing 3 is still really good. I had to cut back though for this particular build based off personal choices, but 2 is still really consistent and still really good. It's searchable off of Repair Plant, and it's searchable off Emergency too, and of course if you have one, it searches the other. So Cyber Dragon is also really good. It's also a level 5 light machine type monster, so that's really good. Alright, next for some support cards. We're playing 2 Chaos Dragon Levianeer. So with Chaos Dragon Levianeer, you can get rid of 3 monsters that are up to... Okay, so you can banish monsters from your graveyard that are all light, all dark, or light and dark. If you do light and dark, you can special summon this card by banishing those targets, and then pop a certain amount of cards on the field. You can't attack this turn, but that is straight removal, and it's a lot of it, and it's a huge beat stick. It's also level 8, which is very important, because playing this level 8 card with your Fortress Dragon, that's how you link into Dingirsu. So this is a really good card. Alright, we're going to get into the hand trap lineup now. Alright, so most common and best hand trap, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This is the universal hand trap. This is the best one. It stops searching. It stops pitching. It's just really good. It's really good. It also stops special summoning from the deck. So that's just all really good stuff that your opponent, that is straight advantage that your opponent will be getting if you can't Ash Blossom that. Obviously, if you have Ash Blossom, you can. So this is a really nice card. 3 of it for sure. I also play 3 Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler stops, God, what is it? It stops monster effects, which is really good during the main phase. This is a very nice card. I like it a lot. It's also a light, which means it's a target for Galaxy Soldier. You guessed it. Also, it's easier to play more hand traps because Called by the Grave is at 1. Now, here's a new tech. We play 3 Psyframe Gear Gamma. This is such a good hand trap. Dude, it stops like everything. Your opponent ashes, Gear Gamma, you win. Like, easy. This thing stops just about anything, and it's really good. However, to play your Gamma, you do have to play 1 Psyframe Driver. So, Gamma can pitch that off your field, off your hand, off your graveyard, out of your deck. You just gotta play the 1. And Gamma will take care of it over and over again. Next up, for your last hand traps, we are playing the one, the only, 3. Nibiru, the Primal Being. So if your opponent summons 5 monsters on their 5th monster, you can put this down. They can't summon anymore. That stops a lot of combo decks. What's great about Cyber Dragons is you can get Infinity out on the 5th summon, and if they try to Nibiru you with their own Nibiru, Infinity can negate that. So you can play around and through Nibiru with Cyber Dragons, which is really nice. Nibiru is just a really good card, and I really recommend playing 3 of that. Alrighty, off of the spells, one of the better cards in the deck. You're playing 3 Machine Duplication. You have so many targets in the deck right now for this card, so it's really good. Basically, if you use this on a Cyber Dragon Core, hers, or Naxter, you can special summon 2 Cyber Dragons from the deck, and that's 3 monsters on the field right there. That is huge setup to be able to link away, or to Xyz summon, or to fusion summon. You can do just about anything, and it's really nice. So now, your Searcher spell. Cyber Emergency. This card can special search any Cyber Dragon monster. So not Cyber Dragon monster. So you can add any Cyber Dragon to your hand. You know, not just regular Cyber Dragon. You can add Core, Hers, Naxter, Veer, Dry Zwei, whatever you want to play. Don't play Dry Zwei. That's really bad. Emergencies is really good. It can also search things like Eltonin if you wanted to play that. It can search your Galaxy Soldier 2, which for this variant of the deck, that's going to be, you know, what you're going for. If you're not searching a Cyber Dragon, this card's really good. It also has protection, so if it's destroyed, you can discard 1 card and add it right back to your hand. So you can't stop this card, essentially. Next, we play the 1 Cyber Repair Plant. This used to be a 3 of back in Cyber Dragon days, but you only need 1 now because we have all this other support. So Cyber Repair Plant is really good. It can, if you have 3 Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, you can activate both effects, but if you only had 1, you can shuffle 1 Light Machine type monster back into your deck from the graveyard, or add 1 from your deck to your hand. So that's really good. That can also search what your it can search your Cyber Dragons, any Cyber Dragon, and Galaxy Soldier. Now for the fusions, I opt to play 1 Overload Fusion. Overload Fusion is going to be really good. You can pitch that off Verti Anaconda, and it's also how you're going to bring out your Rampage Dragon. However, if you want an extra little spice, or to bring out another Rampage Dragon, Cyberload Fusion. So this is in Japanese because in Japan, they're $5, and here, they're $30, and I was not buying a card for $30. So, this is Cyberload Fusion. It's really good. So basically, you can shuffle cards back into your deck from the Banish pile. It's really good. So basically, you Overload Fusion into a Rampage. Boom. So you've banished monsters to summon Rampage. Then Cyberload Fusion to another Rampage using the banished monsters. You get your resources back, and you get another OTK extender, which it's also a quick play spell, so you can activate on your opponent's turn. It's a really good card. I really recommend playing one of those. If you can't afford that, it's honestly okay, because I found that playing Cyber Dragons on my own with only 2 Overload still works just as good. Onto the traps, we play 1 Cybernetic Overflow. This is really all you need. It's basically a board wipe, and it's really nice. So basically, it just works off of how many different level Cyber Dragon monsters you have, and there's quite a few different levels. And for the last traps, this actually finishes off your hand trap lineup. That is 3 Infinite Impermanence. Couldn't go playing competitive without Infinite Imperm. This is a really good card. This is basically Veiler, but much more expensive and way better. It's also a trap that you can set or activate from your hand, depending on the circumstances. This is a really good card, and I highly recommend playing it. So, yes, this is my favorite Cyber Dragon build I've made to date, and I am very stoked to, get out there into a tournament when COVID-19 is over and play it. But that's it for the main deck, so let's head off to that extra deck. Starting off with the Cyber Dragon extra deck, we've got 1 Cyber Dragon Link monster, that is Cyber Dragon Seeger. So that, it's a Link 2, it's really good. So it's 2 machine type monsters, including a Cyber Dragon monster. You get this out, he will be pointing to the left, which is, or down, depending, wherever, but either way, you want this card pointing at your Chimeric Rampage Dragon, which this is your OTK card, so this is the card you want to be fusion summoning. In fact, it's the only card you have to fusion summon. You have 2 fusion cards, 2 monsters to fusion summon. These are really good, so this monster can attack up to 3 times with 2100 attack using its effect, but you can use Seeger to double its attack, which is 42 times 3 is way more life points than your opponent has. Hello. So that's really good. I recommend playing 2. You can play 3 if you want, but yeah, I mean 2's enough. I mean, even 1's enough. You're gonna win. It's Cyber Dragons. Come on now. This is Chimeric Fortress Dragon. This is another fusion type monster, but you don't have to fuse into it. You can contact fuse. If your opponent has machine type monsters, you can use a Cyber Dragon and other machine type monsters to summon it, and he gains 1000 attack for each one. So you don't have to use a fusion card to bring this guy out. Usually you only use your own monsters for this, but you only, 1, 2, maybe 3. That's pretty beefy. But you don't really need to do more than that. That's only if you want to. He isn't used as much as, say, the last fusion monster in the deck. Chimeric Megafleet Dragon. So this is a Cyber Dragon plus 1 or 2, because you can only have 2 extra Monster Zone monsters. So this monster can get a total of up to 3200 attack. It usually only hits about 24 because it gains 1200 attack for each monster used for its contact fusion, but this card is really, really good. So I recommend playing this. It was better in Meta Rule 5, but this card is still useful, and it's still really good to contact out your opponent's monsters, free up some space, and just give yourself the advantage overall. Now for the Xyz monsters, we play 2 Cyber Dragon Nova. Cyber Dragon Nova is a level 5 light machine type monster Xyz effect, right? You have plenty of light machine level 5 monsters. You only need 2 level 5 monsters. This card, when he's summoned, you can discard a card, special summon a Cyber Dragon from the graveyard, and that's a really good effect. So on top of that, once you play this card and you've activated that effect, you can then slap Cyber Dragon Infinity on top of it. So Cyber Dragon Infinity is really good. This card is your negation, or your negate for the field, so this card can negate things by discarding a card. He also gains, I believe it's 300 attack. It's either 300 or 200. I'm reading it right now. Well, you know what? Well, I can't read in the dark, so it gains attack. It can also swallow opponent's attack position monsters, so that's really good. If your opponent has a monster on their side of the field, you can take that, add it to your Cyber Dragon Infinity as material. It's hard to work around Infinity. It's really hard for people to get around Infinity. You only need 1 because Cyber Dragon, again, is an OTK deck, so you really aren't trying to linger, summon more than 1. So bring out Infinity if you want to. So that's it for the Cyber Dragon extra deck monsters. Now moving on to the extras. Union Carrier. Union Carrier is really good. It really beefs up your Rampage Dragon. It can beef up your Rampage Dragon, so that's really good. It's also a machine type monster and a light, so it synergizes really well with the deck. This card you use a lot in your opening combos is Salamangreat Almirage. So this card is also really good. You can normal a core or a hers, and you can link that away for this after, using their search effects or machine duping them, and this just brings out advantage. You have level 1 monsters in the deck, 3 hers, 1 Naxter, so you can play Relinquished Anima, or Anima, or Anima. I really don't know how to say that, but this is a really good card as well. It's literally just a Relinquished in link form. It's really nice. This is a very important card in the deck now. Predaplant Verti Anaconda, when this card came back, any card that had a fusion for its archetype lost their minds. So this can search Overload Fusion and Cyberload Fusion from the deck by paying 2,000 life points and pitching that card. This card gains that card's effect. It's also a link too, so it's easily brought out. This card is really nice, and you basically have to have this card if you want to OTK. Because this is how you're going to first turn get out that Rampage Dragon, guaranteed. Next up for a tech card, this is Borrelsword Dragon. I have not used this in the deck yet, but it's a really good card. 3,000 attack, link 4, and it's basically an OTK on its own in other decks, I know for sure. But Cyber Dragon, you're really not even going to need this card. I just needed to fill up a slot. And for the last monster, of course, Dingirsu. Dingirsu, the Orchest of the Evening Star. So this card is what you're going to use with your Levianeer and your Fortress. It's a an Xyz rank 8. So using this, you can link into those two. This card has a really neat effect. It also has 2100 defense, if you see right there, which is very synergized with your Cyber Dragon Naxter. You can bring this guy back, and he is literally insane. This card was so expensive when it came out like a year and a half ago. Maybe even 2 years. I don't know how long I've been wanting this card, but I finally have it. It's really good in the deck. This is such a good tech card for the deck. It's like it was made for Cyber Dragons, because Orcus, that's gone. But Cyber Dragon, oh, we're still here, buddy. But yeah, guys, this has been Duels of Awesome. That was my Cyber Dragon deck profile, and I really enjoyed this deck. This is like one of my favorite decks. I've been playing it since like I was a kid, you know, and you know, I'm kind of good at it, you know, so, you know, take my word for it. But guys, yeah, this has been Duels of Awesome. I bid you guys farewell. I will talk to you later, and duel till darkness, my friends. Peace out.